JaJuan, can you explain your origins, a little bit of your background for the people?
Yeah. So,
Like how you got into like the business of journalism, all that. Yeah.
great question. So it goes way back, I want to say 2017. I did a semester at Morehouse College. And, I was in that phase of like just trying to figure life out, trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, figured out what I was good at. And so, I've always been good at writing. I've always been good at writing. I've always been effective at expressing myself via multiple mediums, but mainly through writing. And while I was at Morehouse, I took a couple of entry-level journalism courses, and I also interned at a radio station called Jazz WCOK 91.9 FM, which was the local jazz station over at Clark, Atlanta. And, I just went there one day, was like, yo, I'm trying to just figure it out. Like, y'all got any room for, a young dude trying to figure it out? Y'all have any internships? Like, whatever. I didn't apply online. I just went straight to the spot and was like, yo, I'm trying to make something happen. So I became an editorial intern as well as a broadcast intern with them. And so when I went back to New York, I started interning for a lot of different places. Actually, my first corporate gig was working at Fox during the first Trump administration. So it was like
I'm sure that was crazy.
It was insane. It was
yeah.
I like before I even got in, like before, like I remember my first day, like going up the elevator. I'm like, yo, I don't know who I'm about to meet upstairs, and then I got up there and I realized that it was all propaganda. Like, like everybody was across the spectrum in terms of like political thought process, ideology, and it was just people just needed a job for real.
And they were comfortable with driving a narrative as long as they got paid.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was an editorial intern, FoxNews.com. I was writing stories across the spectrum of subjects, so crime, human interest, entertainment, music, all of that. And I also interned for this publication called The Nocturnal. There was the editor-in-chief, her name was Shayna Moskowitz. She's a NYU alum. Shout out to NYU. But yeah, she, I knew about her through a connection, and I asked her if I could, write for them. And I've been writing for them for like all of my career, maybe like 7 to 8 years now.